I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and actually record this. I know it's something that we've been talking about doing for a while. Part of your story that you're going to be talking about at some point is martial arts. And I know that's something that is very relevant to the conversation that's going on online and also within the church today. So that is the primary reason I was hoping to sit down and have this conversation with you, is because I think a lot of people could be edified by what we talk about and some of the learning points that the Lord's taken you through in your journey. So that being said, can you give me and anyone else listening a background on kind of where you came out of even before starting martial arts?
Yeah. Well, I was raised in a Christian home. My mother gave her to life to the Lord. I think I was 1 year old. We started going to a then PDI, now Sovereign Grace Church, which is a continuationist denomination. Prophecy was the norm. The gifts of the Spirit moved quite a bit, quite powerfully. So I remember that in my younger years. Prophetic, received a number of prophetic words at points, and just very much just grew up in that environment. Gave my life to the Lord, or I said I gave my life to the Lord when I was probably 6 or 7 years old, made a profession of faith. I believed what the Bible had to say at that point, but I wasn't really serving God. I just believed. At some point in my childhood, I don't know what age, my mom took me, she worked at the YMCA, and she took me to a karate class. We went once, and then my mom was like, no, we're not doing that anymore. Hindsight, maybe that was discernment on her part.
Okay.
But I was not happy about it. I liked it. So then 16 or so, I at a youth camp really gave my life to the Lord, realized that He wasn't Lord of my life and that He needed to be. My whole family would go to these conferences. And the one day we were taking the shuttle from the hotel to the conference. I got out of the shuttle, and as I stepped out, my foot came down on the curb, and my ankle rolled and ended up pinching between the curb and the step of the van, and it just sheared my ankle 90 degrees. Some medics came out, so they came and checked me out, and they're like, yeah, we can feel it. You tore ligament in your ankle. It all culminated with my mom dragging me to the prayer room at a time they were going to be praying for healing. So we went, and this woman came over, and she just was so eager. She prayed over me, and I don't know how to describe, but I felt something in my ankle, and then I was able to put weight on it, and it was just maybe tender. And I mean, within an hour of that, it was 100% healed. I was jumping up and down praising the Lord in the worship service.
Wow.
Which was amazing, because I'd spent all day sitting on a couch in constant agony, and if I moved it at all, it was torture. And the way there, clearly, 2 people had to practically carry me.
Clearly this was not placebo.
No, this was night and day. I have a decent pain tolerance, so this was intense. So that was a power encounter that I really see, looking back, as a gift from the Lord, because it was an anchor for my faith in a lot of ways, through what was to come.